In 2016, the people of the United Kingdom made their decision to leave the European Union. The people who campaigned for that historic victory and who've campaigned since to have that decision implemented are the Great Brexiteers. This is their story. June Slater lives in the northwest of England. After a successful career building a series of businesses, June and her husband David had settled into early retirement. But then June unexpectedly developed an interest in politics, which eventually led to her campaigning for Brexit, first on the streets of her local town and then online, where she's built a huge following on her social media channels, where she shamelessly describes herself as Chief Gammon.
I saw something on Facebook from Vote Leave. So I volunteered to campaign for Vote Leave. And so we took to the streets at the weekend in shopping centres and stuff. I got beside myself one weekend because the Remain team were also out, and they decided to park up right next to us. They were being totally out of order. So I ended up standing on a bench spouting like Billy Graham. I was like evangelical in my movement for Brexit. And the market superintendent had to come and get me down. And she said, "Are you going to get down peacefully?" I said, "Well, I got up peacefully. I'm sure I can manage it. It's only one jump." And I got home. I was so frustrated, Robin, that it just seemed so futile. You're interrupting people on the busy Saturday, and they either already know how they're going to vote, and they certainly don't want to be talked round by you because they're busy and it's the one day off a week, whatever's going on in their lives. So I went on my Facebook page and did this video. And I didn't rehearse it. I just went on and I just said, "Tony Blair, do one." I did this. Gordon Brown, do one. David Cameron, if only, do one. If you don't like your leader, you can tell them to do one. You can't do that with the EU. And you can't even name the 5 presidents without using Google. And you're allowing these people to rule your lives, and they're ruling it. And in two days later, it had 1.9 million views. I did quite a few videos then I did a funny take on Brexit. And then David said to me one night, "What are followers?" I said, "I don't know. I think they're people who look at your page, but they're not necessarily your mates." And he said, "Well, you've got 5,000 followers." I said, "Have I?" So I had a look and I got 5,000 people following me, and then I've discovered my back message box. My God, it was full. I didn't even know I had one. So many people wanted to know, just laymen wanted to know. So I started doing these fixed time video calls. Like I would do it with a group, and I'd do it with a group of hairdressers or people working in, I did it with some blokes who worked in a foundry, and they'd ask me questions, and if I didn't know, I'd find out. So I kind of did it on a very personalised level. But coming up to the vote, I mean, I was getting hundreds and hundreds of messages per day, and the following just grew and grew. And then I was helping as like an admin on a bigger page. Eventually, the girl that was running it with me didn't want to do it anymore. She moved on, and she said, "Will you do it?" And I think at that stage it had about 35,000 followers. And so I changed the name of it and I called it UK Politics Uncovered. Since that point, it's got 73,000 followers now. And then I've got 24,000 on my own page, which steadily grows by about 50 a week. That became my marketplace, people who didn't know about politics. And so I've kind of continued with that format. Very, very seldom interact with Remainiacs on groups. I don't see the point, because you're not going to change their mind, because Remainers seem to fall into 2 categories. They voted Remain and got on with their life, or they voted Remain, they can't stand the fact they've lost and they're still banging on about it. Those you'll never change. But I get messages from people who did vote to Remain, who have changed their mind and have bothered to message me and tell me about it. This delay has been a nightmare for people like me and yourself, because we believe in Brexit. But the one thing it has done It's given time for all the rough stuff about the EU to come to the forefront. There's so many things people didn't know, and there's bloggers like me up and down the country running pages and groups, sharing the information, and hopefully some of those people sharing that information with their loved ones, within a family, at work, with their friends when they're out.
I just don't understand the world anymore.
It's in the nature of political campaigning that most of the time you don't know to what extent your efforts have influenced other people. But when the BBC released a new series called Years and Years, many people wondered if art was somehow imitating June's life.
Someone messaged me and sent me a clip and said, "Is this you?" And I thought, so I recognised who it was, and I didn't bother watching it. And I went, "No, it's Emma Thompson, you prat." And then she went, "No, watch it." So I watched, and it was the one where she's supposed to be on like a simulated question time.
What would you say to a Palestinian family on the Gaza Strip when Israel has reduced the electricity supply to 2 hours a day? 2 hours.
Yeah, I know, but I suppose when it comes to Israel and Palestine, I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God, what did she just say?
Well, now I like even more.
It was at that point I thought, oh my God, there is some corollary here between that and me. It just does seem a bit odd, because obviously she's a lot thinner than me, lucky woman. But a general delivery, I thought it rung a few bells. What I like to do is I like to blow the lid off it. So when they're going on about we're not ready for Brexit and the ports can't cope, I rang the ports. I rang all of them. I rang Calais, I rang Southampton, I rang Dover, I rang Sea France, I rang P&O, I rang EasyJet, I rang TUI. I rang everybody up and asked them, would there be any difficulties? But there isn't any problem. What I cannot understand is why does Westminster and people like John Bercow think they have the God-given right to challenge a vote? So this vote we don't like, we're going to challenge it. Oh, this vote we'll let through. What's the point in voting? You wonder why people are sick of politicians. I did a video, it was just a rant, it was nothing. It was just me saying, we're sick of you. This is before Boris, when May was in charge. We're sick of you, we're sick of politicians. There is a video out there. It's had 2 million views. But why was it popular, that video? Because my voice is saying what half the damn nation thinks. And we are sick of them. They say one thing 1 minute, and you've got lifelong Eurosceptics like Jeremy Corbyn. All of a sudden he's all for it because he's hoping there's going to be enough chaos caused by Brexit that the EU can fuel a general election and he'll get in. I mean, Marxism, it's cultural Marxism is the Labour Party. You can forget being a working class. The working class are well fed up with the Labour Party. I know because I'm from working class stock and I have a shed load of mates that are still docking a time card in and turning up as a plumber for a big firm. You know, they're still doing their day-to-day work and they're sick of it. They've nowhere to vote.
This Great Brexiteers interview was brought to you by the Great Brexit Debate. To see future videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook and Twitter pages. There are links in the video description. And please do like and share this video on your social media account so your friends and followers can see it too. Thanks for watching.